Jesus, Teddy fucking Christ. Back for episode number 9 of the RanDumb Podcast. I figured I needed a stronger intro than last time. That was some horse shit and a really poor decision to start in a crowded diner, pub, free house, as they call them, where you could just hang, chill, drink a pint of horse piss or unlimited refills and coffee, whatever you want, whatever you are into. So yeah, here in Greenwich Park again. I figured it's a pretty good place to start. Well, to do a podcast, really. Yeah. And this time, I am not in the Eastern Hemisphere. I am actually a few hundred yards just inside the Western Hemisphere. So, two different parts of the world, not very far apart. And I am a few days older, a few days wiser than last time. Well, actually, no. I'm not any wiser. Don't listen to me. Turn this off now. Do not listen to this. Well, you can unbuckle your seatbelts because it's all downhill from here. People, they'll usually be like, "Oh, buckle your seatbelts. It's gonna be, it's gonna be." Now, you can unbuckle them. It's all downhill. Short, shallow downhill too. It's not an intense downhill. That intro that was about as juicy as it's gonna get. So turn this off now. No, you should listen to this. So I've been doing a lot of people watching here in Great Britain, in London town. I have seen an absurd amount of people with like fucked up legs. I don't know what it is. Like that they get shot or hit by a fucking cannonball or something. But like you'll see someone walking and their leg, like on the side of their pant leg, will start to fucking bow outward, and they're like walking like really weird. It's like, okay, I saw one and it's like, oh, poor guy. I saw several more after that and I was like, what's going on? Is there some kind of like conspiracy at the hospitals to fuck people's legs up for life or something? Like, what's happening? And it's not like, I've seen a couple of how you say, special people who have strange walks, genetics, whatever. No, these people aren't like that at all. I can differentiate by the face, you can tell. Not special people, if you will. But yeah, it's so weird, man. Like, someone will, like, foot will be turned in or whatever. I don't know. It's just odd, man. Seeing so many, like every now and then you may see someone with like a fucked up leg, and it's not like they're crippled, it's not like they can't walk, it's just they're walking normal, but then their fucking side of their leg starts bowing outward all weird on the shin area, but like on the side, whatever, side shin. I think that's a medical term. Side shin, kind of like side boob is a medical term for boob. I don't fucking know. But man, I've done a lot of people watching. I see so many, I came here with the impression, of course, being stereotypical, oh, I'm going to see so many white people, I'm going to be blinded by the whiteness. No, man, actually see very diverse, amount of people, like lots of black people, lots of what I would assume Middle Eastern and Indian people, somewhere from, the Middle East or East, I guess if you're talking about Indian, technically still Asia. They are Asians. It's odd. Yeah, I mean, you see so many different types of people, and it was kind of surprising. Like, I know, that I came in knowing that it is a very diverse place, but I just had no idea. And, seeing someone who's probably from here isn't as common as seeing someone who's not, which is interesting. The place I'm staying out right now on the Isle of Dogs, there's tons of Muslim people, it's like they're just walking down the street doing whatever. You see them everywhere, and it's cool. I don't have a problem with anybody just observational shit. But yeah, I mean, there are tons of them, and it's Ramadan right now, I think. Still, maybe not. I'm not sure what the period is for Ramadan, but yeah, I mean, you just see lots of these dudes out and about, dudes and or ladies, or lady dudes, or man ladies. I don't know, fucking whatever. I don't know if that culture is really into that. Maybe. I would assume probably not as much as maybe Western people or Southeast Asians maybe. And the the Airbnb I'm staying at right now, the owner, or the guy who I guess has the apartment, he's from South Korea. There's another guy who's Asian. I'm not sure where he's from, but I know for sure the owner's from South Korea, and his name is Hugh. Pretty sure that's not his actual birth name, but you know, gotta, I guess, come to the Western world, it's maybe better to get a name people can just say easily. I don't know, one syllable word name. Yeah, Hugh. Hey Hugh, what's up, bud? Yeah, a lot of different people. I was expecting to see, like, of course, from like fucking TV and movies or whatever, you would think like a lot of people who are kind of maybe rough around the edges, who speak like that really heavy British accent that's kind of hard to, I mean, there's so many different types of British accent, you know, there's lots, and I guess, I'm not sure what you would call what I'm thinking of. I don't even know if you could imagine what I'm trying to say, but maybe a guy is all tatted up or something, really into like football, maybe like a football hooligan or whatever they're called. Not a hooligan. Is that what they are? Yeah. Not really. I don't see very many of those people. I've seen a few here and there, you know, who I would think that's probably one of those types, you know, going through life. You know, people say, oh, don't judge people, but that's how you go through life, is you judge people. And I'm not saying in a bad or derogatory way, but, you know, you judge people. You see someone, you say, hey, that guy is probably nice, or that guy maybe isn't. So be a little more wary. I don't know, but you do judge people, and, you know, that's how you get through life, and that's how you, you know, safely, I guess, get through life safely, or not even proper. There's not even a proper way to live, really. I mean, just be nice to people and, you know, accept people for who they are, I guess. That's really it. You know, do your own thing, be yourself. Don't let people tell you what the fuck to do. I'm really big on that. And, you know, I'm trying to think, like, anyone listening, I don't prepare these things. I don't write shit down. I don't have anything on the top of my head to think about. It is what it is. That's why it's called the RanDumb Podcast. Brought to you by Indian Hair Tampons. Are you traveling? Don't forget your Indian Hair Tampon, the most absorbent material on the planet Earth. Organic, natural, safe. Indian Hair Tampons. I don't know if anyone's seen that South Park episode from a long time ago. Shit, it was funny. That show was great. Last couple of seasons were a little stranger, because it would go, like, instead of being individual episodes, they would, like, be an episode that would run directly into the next. Interesting format change, and, you know, I think it works, and that the seasons have been funny, but, you know, just what I miss about South Park is kids just being kids. And one episode that I can remember, one of the last ones I can remember, or I'll mention two. One is when they're playing World of Warcraft, so they're just being kids, and they're like pretending they're, you know, warlocks or wizards or whatever, and then it's a political episode of sorts, but where they're pretending to be the border. They're half of them are border patrol and half of them are Mexicans who are running away or trying to evade the border patrol. Like Butters is one of the Mexicans. His name's Montequilla. Butter. But yeah, that's, you know, aside from the political thing on that episode, like, it's kids being kids. They're playing, because that's what the show was based on. Well, it started out as, like the first episode is them having a what do you call it? A race on what are those things? Snow sled race, I think. And then I think Cartman gets abducted by aliens and gets a butt probe. I think that was the first episode. I don't know. It's been a long time. That was 1997. That was fucking 21 years ago. And I remember seeing that shit when I was a kid on TV when it was coming out, which is crazy. That's I was 9, but I was still watching it. What do 9-year-olds watch today? Like fucking, I don't know, Frozen or Phineas and Ferb. I don't know. When I was a kid, I grew up watching like Ren and Stimpy, which would never fucking air today. Ever, ever, ever. Never fucking air. Not even close. It would maybe air on like, if it was like on a TV channel, it would maybe air on Adult Swim. But that's it. It wouldn't air on anything else. Or it could possibly, it could be like a Netflix show, I guess. Because Netflix, they'll play fucking anything, man. They have everything. I mean, and going back. Also I watched a lot of Rocko's Modern Life growing up, which was also a pretty gross show. I mean, it was pretty adult actually. A lot of innuendos and shit like that. Same with Ren and Stimpy. But man, Netflix it hasn't yet, but it is currently fucking destroying television. Like, I don't know anybody really that has like a satellite or a cable subscription of any kind. My dad does, but he's 62, and that he doesn't really know how to work the internet very well. And getting like a Netflix subscription or something like that would be, I mean, he could do it. He's not stupid by any means, but it's just newer. And ew, what is that? Is that a fucking? There's so many. Man, I'm like a squirrel. Like, oh, look, a tasty nut. Oh, what? Oh, I'm gonna leave. Okay. No, there's a ton of airplanes or jets really that fly around, but this one looks like a military jet. I've seen some military helicopters, for sure, military helicopters, but this one looks like some kind of, what is that? Is that Air Force One? No. I do hear that Trump is supposed to come to England sometime. I don't know when. And I'm sure people will protest because they hate that guy. Everyone hates that guy. And I don't fucking care. I couldn't care any less. But yeah, Netflix is destroying television. Like, okay, if you know anybody, which I'm sure everybody knows somebody, of course, everybody has Netflix or everybody has Hulu. And, like, you get a show. Let's take, I think the first one that I can think of that really took off as like a TV show that was strictly Netflix was Stranger Things. It's the first one that comes to mind, but I'm sure there was something else before that. Like, everybody fucking talked about, heard about, whatever. I remember seeing it on Netflix, I guess the day it came out, and I was like, oh shit, that's fucking Winona Ryder. I'm definitely watching this. I love watching her movies. So I binged the whole thing in one day, and, didn't think, it's like, oh, it's a cool show, it's pretty badass. Didn't really think, like, oh, I gotta tell everyone about this or anything. I just watched it. I enjoyed it. But shows like that, man, like, they drop all these episodes. Oh, I guess Orange is the New Black was kind of before that. Actually, several years before that. So, yeah, I guess, anyways, you get my point. These series drop. They drop all the episodes. Episode dump, basically. They take an episode shit on the server, and people are like, oh, look, fucking dump. Fucking entertainment dump. Eat that. And that's how we live our lives today. In fucking 2018. going on fucking 20 soon. Craziness. Yeah, man. But the entertainment industry is so much different now. It's real, and it's actually in a good way, because before, say if decades past or whatever, you would have someone who went to a movie audition, or say, let's stick with TV shows. Go to a TV show audition. Let's take Seinfeld, for instance. Probably, arguably, the #1 sitcom of all time ever, right? Go to audition for a part on this show that this comedian's going to be writing, and, Larry David, and it takes off. You do a pilot episode. You're wondering, what's going to happen? Let's see if we can get picked up by a station. So ABC, Fox, NBC, whoever, right? So audition, get the part, do a pilot, then wait, see if it gets picked up, do a season, see how that season goes, and then you have ratings, right? And the ratings are how many people watch that on the airing night of each episode or whatever. And based on those ratings, you would then get signed on for another season, and another based on all the ratings, and another, right? And today, I'm assuming you still, I'm not in the entertainment industry, except for this podcast and doing, like live music shows and shit like that, which was never, it's not a moneymaker, and nobody knows who the fuck I am, which is, that's fine with me. I don't give a shit. I'd rather not have everybody know who I am, because that would be annoying, being stopped every 5 minutes. Oh, hey, I'd like that thing, which is a nice compliment. But then, can I have a picture or an autograph? I was like, I wouldn't want to fucking live like that. Nah. Some people like it. But, so, you do the season. Oh, no, already did that. Nowadays, you go into an audition, say, okay, we're going to do a Netflix show. So, you go, you audition, you get the part. You film all the episodes, like, all in succession, right? And then it drops, and then you wait. There are no analytics, no rating systems other than like a little thumbs up. I like that. Click it. And yeah, and then either people really like it, like, and they spread the word, like Stranger Things or Orange is the New Black, and it either becomes very popular or it's just not, and regardless, like, you got paid, and that's another difference. You got paid for the whole season already, right? So once that season's done, and then I guess they do analytics, obviously they have to. So they say, okay, in a month's time, this many million people, or this many, however many people, or really, subscribers watch this, and so based on that, I guess they would say, okay, we're gonna do season 2, and then that's when you get paid more and more, or whatever, that's how it works these days. And it's just crazy that it's so much different than it used to be. And of course, everything progresses, everything changes. That is not unnatural. It's very natural for everything to change at all times. That's how things evolve. That's how the world continues and goes, and that's how society goes and continues, and it just it builds on that. And then we kind of backstepped here, so let's improve on this, and then fucking change that, and that's better, okay, and move on. But yeah, man, yeah, I don't know, I really don't know what like kids are into these days as far as TV shows and stuff like that. I really don't know, man. Like I said, for me, Ren and Stimpy was like my favorite thing in the world to watch. Just so gross and weird, and shit, it's getting a little windy. Let's turn this down. Okay. Is that better? That's alright. I can deal with that. Okay. It's not as bad. Sorry, guys. Unedited, unfiltered, who gives a shit? Alright, so, I don't know what kids are into. I don't really care, I guess. I mean, I have a nephew who I love very dearly, and a little brother, which is fucking odd. Because my dad's 62 and he has a 3-year-old. Go, Dad. Way to not pull out, buddy. Yeah. I mean, maybe, when those two are a little older, they're actually about 6 months apart, I think. 3 and a half, and 3. When they're a little older, 5, 6, 7, whatever, find some cool shit to watch with them, be like, hey, watch, I don't know, what's fucking G.I. Joe, Pony Express, Cowboys and Indians show. Yeah, let's fucking watch that. Yeah, G.I. Joes and Cowboys and Indians or Native Americans. If you want to be PC, fuck that. I don't care about PC. Fucking people need to quit being so goddamn motherfucking titty fucking sensitive, in my opinion. But, what does my opinion mean? It doesn't mean shit to anyone except for me, which is all that matters. That's why I keep my opinion to myself, unless I'm doing a podcast and I'm going to tell the world what I think. Motherfuckers. But yeah, so hopefully I can find something cool to watch with them, or, ideally, this generation of children that are coming up that are that age, 3, 4, whatever. Ideally, they would be more outdoorsy, want to do activities and stuff like that. But, I mean, just the way fucking technology is going, man, I don't see that happening. Unless, it's all to the parents, really. It's what it is. And I'm not saying, I'm not a parent. I don't know what it's like. But I think it's easier to be like, hey, I know you're bored. Here's an iPad. There's some games on there. Oh, fuck, that spider. What is it? Don't climb on me. Here's an iPad, or here's a video game system or whatever. I play with this, and it keeps me from having to fucking be so stressed out by watching you or doing whatever. Oh, goddamn, where did that thing go? Okay, it's way over there. There's a spider hanging down this tree, sitting under some kind of conifer. And this spider, came down right in front of me and then floated over. I don't know, he's got some kind of fucking webs. Oh shit, there's a biplane flying. That's cool. I don't know if you can hear. I'm gonna point the mic to it and turn it up. Maybe you can hear the engines. It looks like some kind of World War II plane or something. It's pretty cool. It's pretty badass. Man, that is badass, man. Back in the swamp, man, we got gators, but man, I see a fucking World War II motherfucking biplane. That is the tits. I am telling you right now. God damn. Something like that. Yeah, but hopefully, man, like I said, it's entirely up to the parents to, teach their children, man, you can't just constantly be sucked into this technological void. And in your mind, it's not a void. You're having fun. You're having a good time, or not. You could be arguing with someone on fucking Twitter or whatever, some kind of Twitter war or whatever. But man, I really hope that in the near future that things kind of go a different way, to where people actually want to be outside, actually want to, let's go hit some baseballs, or fucking, go ride some go-karts or bicycles, or here, let me teach you some music. Let me show you all this equipment, how to use it, and how to make cool sounds and stuff. That would be cool. I think, man, honestly, I think that if every parent got their children, male, boy, girl, whatever, doesn't matter, at say 5 years old, right? Got them a badass analog synthesizer and some headphones, to not really annoy the parents. Get them a synthesizer, be like, look, you switch this over and you hit this button, it makes a noise, so fucking have at it, man. Play with this thing, see what it does. And then that would actually trigger, my thinking is that it would trigger intuitiveness and learning and what's that word I'm thinking of? Inquisitiveness. Yes, there would be inquisitiveness, trying to figure things out for themselves and having fun while doing it, because an analog synthesizer, man, they're not that difficult to mess with, but like unless you know what you're doing, it's just making random noises, really, unless you know what is doing what. But say I have an Arturia Mini Brute, and it's an analog synthesizer. It's got all these sliders, knobs, all these sections, and each section, depending on what's switched on or off, has different correspondence with a different section. So say you turn this knob here, it's going to affect this separate section that's still running in this way, or if you turn this other knob over here, it's going to, so you have to figure it out. It's kind of like it's not a puzzle, but it's like trying to figure out how to shape sound and how to just like sculpt. You're just sculpting things, it's pretty fucking cool, man. So if parents would get their children analog synthesizers, listen, Arturia, I'm trying to get you some sales here. You don't know who I am. That's fine. Arturia, give these children synthesizers. They're $300 on Reverb.com. Just that and a set of headphones. And, hey, man, you could change the world, Arturia. I think it would be cool, and not everyone's musically gifted. That's fine, but it's really fun. Really, really fun to like make noise. It doesn't matter, as long as it's like a cool sound or something. Like I think maybe, down the road when my nephew and my little brother are a little older, maybe get him a synthesizer. I thought about drums. Drums would be fucking cool, but goddamn, my sister and my dad would fucking murder me. They would be like, nah, dude, what are you doing? This is so loud. If it was like an electronic set where you can plug it into some headphones as well, hey, that'd be cool. Learn how to do beats, man. Learn music. I am for going into like a situation to where you go and you learn music, like proper music theory, proper whatever, right? Learn it the way that our elders of past, our ancients have figured out. This works with this, musically this works with this. That's cool, man, but I am so much more for like just freedom of expression. You just, hey, here's an instrument, this is how you tune it. You can change that if you want, but this is how you make this noise, this is how you make this noise, and then give it to them, and then just say, hey, you wanna create something, you wanna make something cool, just play with this. Just here, have at it. I think that would be the coolest fucking shit ever. Man. I have been so gassy for weeks. I've been eating breakfast at the exact same place, eating the exact same thing, which is I guess they don't call it a proper English breakfast here, but what I would consider like a proper English breakfast. It's like 2 sausages, some beans, some toast, some eggs, and some ham, like some sliced ham. It's pretty good, but then I fuck myself on the coffee, man. Like this place I eat at every morning, it's got this really badass coffee machine. You get a mug, you pay like £1.30 for it, separate from the meal. It doesn't come with it. Nothing comes with... I'll get to that here in a second. And I've been drinking so much fucking coffee in the morning and just like super gassy, and like I have to like fucking hold it in. Like my stomach will start like making some noise, and I'll like hold it in, and it'll rumble so fucking loud that it sounds like I'm releasing a hellacious fart, but I'm not. It's just my stomach, like it's like the gas inside me like shifting around, pushing doo-doo out. I don't know, but it's so interesting here at restaurants. They don't okay, first off, most places don't have just a waiter like you're used to. So you don't just sit down and get waited at a table. You go up to a counter, you order what you want, you get a drink or whatever, and then you go sit down, and you take that drink with you, and then they'll bring you your food. Nobody does refills. This one place that I eat breakfast every day, I eat there because the coffee refills are free. There's a machine, it's got like a touch screen. You go in there, you say, I want a latte or I want black coffee or whatever. Nobody fucking does that, man. You go to like a McDonald's here, they don't give you a refill on a soda or whatever you got. They have the fountains behind the counter, and if you want another drink, you have to pay for a whole nother drink, and they won't refill your cup. You just have to fucking throw it away. It's ridiculous. But also, since there are really no waiters, there's no tipping. But I would assume because they pay that shits well. They pay them shits better than in the United States. So I think like the average pay for someone who's like quote unquote waiting tables but not really waiting tables would be about $12 an hour. So that's an okay wage, and especially since here their money is worth more than ours. So 12 here would be about 15 in the States. So I guess that 15 minimum maybe work. It might work, who knows. I think it would raise prices on everything. Honestly do. Like, yeah, everyone would be making more money for a little while, but then the prices on everything would go way up. I think. If you did it more incrementally, say like, because the cost of living goes up incrementally, the cost of or the wages should go up just as evenly incrementally, right? You would think logically that's what the fuck is supposed to happen, but no, it's been what, since since like 2007 or 8 maybe, that they changed the minimum from like $5.25 to $7.25. But if incrementally, oh my god, you fucking cunt, what do you want? Okay. If they incrementally changed it, like say every 3 years, raise it up another $2. You motherfucker. I am podcasting. I don't even know where that bird is. He's up in the tree somewhere. I know. I'm in his space. This is where he lives. Oh. Alright. This dude don't give a fuck. Fuck your podcast, motherfucker. Yeah, if the wages went up incrementally as smoothly as the cost of living went up, I mean, everything would be fine. But you jump from $7.25 and almost about double that to 15, man. Like, that's gonna have an impact on the economy pretty badly if you just fucking dump it like that. It just wouldn't work out great. It really wouldn't. Still recording. Oh fuck yeah, I'm still recording. Okay. God, that would suck if I wasn't. I'm sitting next to this. Well, I'm sitting under a tree, but nearby there's a statue that looks like something out of Beetlejuice. Put a picture of it on my Instagram a few days ago. It's pretty cool sculpture. It's like big brass, bony looking thing. I don't know what it is. But yeah, man, like, let's see, when I left the United States, I left my job, I was making, I think, almost $17 an hour, $16.50 or something like that. Which, hey, that's not too bad, man, but, like, you gotta work your way up to there. It took me a year going from, which really, if you think about it, it's not that long to raise up that much. I think I started at $13.50 and started making $16.50. I got a few raises within that year. Not bad, really. But man, if you just jump the price, or the price of slavery, if you jump the price of slavery 100% to 15 an hour, if you do that, man, it's just I just don't see anything good coming out of it. And like I said, yeah, you'll have money in your pocket, a substantial amount more immediately. But then price of shit's just going to start going up and up and up. And it's just, it has to balance. One has to follow the other, or one has to, it's a delicate balance, I think. It really is. And, I'm not going to get too much into politics on this show. I don't like to do that because this isn't about politics. This is about me talking shit and having fun and having a good time talking to myself, which I talk to myself constantly anyways, so fucking why not do it for an audience that doesn't really give a shit. Ha! Oh, you bird! I might start walking around, maybe. It is kind of windy, so it might start clipping in the microphone. I don't know. Yeah, man. Oh. I gotta sit up. This fucking bird. I wish I knew more about birds. I really don't know. What is that called? Birdology? I think I went over this. I know a little bit about birds. They're very interesting because scientists are now starting to believe, or theorize really, that birds are the closest relatives to dinosaurs and not really reptiles, even though some reptiles have been around, such as like alligators or caimans or crocodiles, since about the time of the dinosaurs, or close to, and same with turtles. But I don't think dinosaurs, to me, that's kind of like a blanket statement for all animals on Earth at one time, which is kind of weird, right? Like you don't say there's no one word for everything that lives today. No blanket term that just means all animals at this point in time, so. But yeah, they've theorized that birds are the closest things to them, which is very interesting. And if you look at fossil records or whatever, there's some feathers on some found, dug up dinosaurs or whatever, and maybe they're not even dinosaurs. Maybe they're just birds. Maybe birds are what we think dinosaurs were, and then maybe, I don't know. It's kind of a weird thing, and I'm no expert by any means whatsoever at all. But I do know that throwing out a blanket term like that just doesn't make any sense. I mean, I don't know anyone who's ever really thought about that. But it's just like, what word would you use for all life right now? Like, you think in, I don't know, 20 million years, and say people are gone, or maybe not, who knows, but if they were, and then all animals are gone that we know, and they're evolved in such a massively different way, what would they call this? Dinosaurs wouldn't be dinosaurs to them unless language was still around and it was, carried down upon the ages, and then they're like, oh yeah, that was dinosaurs. And then there was this group, which are something else now. They're not dinosaurs, they're, I don't know, fucking peoplesaurs, Peoplesaurus rexes. I don't know, but yeah, birds are interesting, man. Like, there's so many different types. If you think about how many types of people there are, there's a lot. I mean, you think of all the different races, right? They're essentially the same, genetically different in some ways, or several ways, really. But the basic thing is 2 legs, 2 arms, facial, like the facial evenness is about the same, or what do you call it? Not even. What the hell? I cannot fucking think of words to say. My library and the source in my head is all fucking off. Symmetrical features, right? Eyes are generally so far apart. Mouth is so far apart from nose, all that, right? There are not that many different types of people. But you look at something like birds, there are thousands of different types. Vastly different types. Some have crazy long legs. Some have crazy long beaks. Some have almost no beaks. Some can fly. Well, most can fly. Some can't. It's interesting. And if you think about dogs, I mean, dogs came directly from wolves. All dogs go to heaven. Part 7. 11. All dogs came from wolves, but they were bred by people or Neanderthals or maybe even primates for all we know over the millennia to turn into different breeds. So you have, let's take the poor little dachshund for instance. The dachshund has very short legs, a very long body, a big barrel chest, skinny little waist, and a head that's like half the size of like a normal hound, or like an average size hound, I guess. Jesus Christ, that jet is loud as fuck. Evolutionary wise, not ideal for really anything, but they were bred for hunting badgers. They have the big chest, so it can be compressed in a badger hole while going in with the short legs, so it doesn't really have to bend the legs too much. Their chest can be compressed so they can still breathe in the hole, and they're fucking vicious. They can be vicious. I've never met a truly vicious dachshund, but they can be very fucking vicious. I think out of all dogs, those ones have attacked more people than any, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not looking any of this up, so you'll just have to trust me. Yeah, so dogs were bred by humans to suit specific needs, hunting, or gathering. What the hell? I don't think there are any gatherer dogs, hunter-gatherer dogs. There are no farming dogs. But you get my point. They were specifically bred for specific things. Now, if you think about it that way, were birds possibly at some point bred for specific things? I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, who knows? I mean, for all I know, the whole thing about like the Sumerians is true, about like how some fucking alien beings came down from somewhere else onto Earth and then started mating with prehistoric man, and that's where we, I don't know if it's true or not. Who knows? There is one theory, though. What is it called? The stoned ape theory. Very interesting. Stoned ape theory is that there was ancient man. Brains were developed probably, in this, of course, theory, probably close to what advanced, like, apes or primates are today, right? But they started eating like psilocybin mushrooms and like hallucinogenic plants of some kind, and because they were doing that, it was making them think differently. It was making their brains expand, not maybe even physically, but like mentally expanding their thoughts. So they would start eating like all these mushrooms that they're finding because, oh hey, a food source, let's fucking eat these and we'll stick around here. And from there, they start thinking outside the box. They start seeing things about the world very differently, start using tools in certain ways. Of course, like I said, theory, not a bad theory, really. I mean, I've heard it on a couple podcasts, like, it's really not a bad theory at all. We don't know what really happened. Like, I don't believe in any, personally, I don't believe in any religion, so anything that's written in any Bible or Quran or Torah, whatever, whatever religion, to me, it's like if the Lord of the Rings was written 4,000 years ago, people would probably fucking think all of that really happened, and it would be like, oh, well, there's this elder race of elves that, they helped save the world from Sauron because, there was these magical rings and all this and that, and like people would take it, if you're thinking in a religious type manner. And if you believe in fucking magic and monsters and shit, yeah, people are gonna fucking believe your stories. If you're convincing enough. That's the way I see it, man. So I don't know what's true. I don't know what's not. I really don't care all that much, to be honest, because, it is what it is. Today is what it is. I mean, live every day just like everybody else, day by day, and whatever comes at you, you fucking deal with, and that's what else can you do, right? You can't control the past, obviously, but you can control the future. So by changing things today. Brought to you by Indian Hair Tampons. Buy them by the dozen. $4.99. Costco. Or Walgreens. Or Walmart. Or, if you're here in England, Sainsbury's. Or Tesco. Or Asda. Anyways, how long have I been podcasting for? 45 minutes, maybe another 15 minutes, and I'm gonna wrap this bitch up, because that's about all I got in me. That's what she said today. That's what she said. These birds, man. Listen to that. These little winged motherfuckers. They're so adorable. I love watching birds. Like, what goes through their heads anyways? Back to birds. What are they thinking about? Are they thinking, oh, there's some seeds. I need seeds. I need to go pick some grass, make a nest so I can have some babies. And then I'm going to pick some more seeds and feed those little fuckers. I'm going to throw up in their mouth with seeds. Or a dead worm or a cat or whatever. Entrails. I don't know. Whatever fucking birds do. I like when a bird, I think they're called orioles, where they have like a really broad beak. It's not really long, but it's like really broad. I think those are designed for like breaking into to like seed capsules, such as like, I don't know, like different nuts or pine cones. They break open those little woody parts on the pine cone. I don't know. These fuckers are interesting. I've always wanted to be a bird watcher, which sounds like the oldest fucking sentence I've ever said in my life. But like, if you think about it, like, you get your information about the birds. This is what this one looks like. This is where they live, whatever. And then you sit in a place with some binoculars and a camera, and you just look at them. That's an interesting hobby, by the way. That's like one of the few hobbies where it's like, it doesn't cost me shit. Got my bird book on birds. It could be on your iPad or whatever nowadays, so it fits right in your pocket or your phone. Then I got my binoculars and my camera. The camera's the most expensive part. You only need one. You don't need lots of those. Maybe a few lenses. Get those zoom. And then you start taking pictures, and then you just put them on your computer in Photoshop. Like, Merry Christmas from the Guthersons, and then you put the bird in the background. I don't know. They're interesting creatures. I want to see... Oh, I saw a fox. I've seen a few foxes over here, and evidently they're like super chill. Like, people don't bother them. They don't bother the people. They do get into trash, but people don't really have like bad trash habits around here. I guess they have like these big dumpster bin things, so they can't really get into those. But I saw a few, and one I saw was over on the Thames path over on the Isle of Dog side of the river. It was over there, and I was just riding my bike along the path, and I saw this fox just kind of standing there. So I stopped, and I actually filmed a little bit of it and put it on my Instagram. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like trying. It didn't run away, but it wasn't going to come near me either. And I kind of called it a little bit, like, here, Mr. Fox. Hey, Mr. Fox, you got any tails? You got one tail, huh? And yeah, just kind of looked at me, and that was it. It was a fox story. I've only seen a couple of foxes. Last one I saw before that was actually in Lubbock. I was taking a walk, and I saw this like silver fox, man. It was a beautiful fox. Had a huge bushy tail and just kind of ran across the street and disappeared into some bushes. Like, oh shit. And yeah, I haven't. Before that, it's been a few years, I guess. Had it? No. I saw one in Midland, Texas too. Yeah, fucking animals. What is this? The goddamn National Geographic podcast talking about animals and dinosaurs. And today on the BBC, we were talking about the birds and the bees. We're talking about fucking, huh? Talking about fucking. That's what we do. This isn't the BBC. This isn't National Geographic BBC. This is the Penthouse channel. You came to the wrong channel, motherfucker. This podcast is over.